presents Lincoln Live with Javen Simmons and Josh Knuckles.
You have questions, we have the answers. Superintendent Barrett joins us live today.
You're watching Lincoln Live.
Good morning, Lincoln.
I'm Javen Simmons.
And I'm Josh Knuckles.
And for your Character Day, we are Men in Black.
And we make this look good. Students here at Lincoln are asking a lot of questions following Monday night's town meeting about plans for the new high school.
Since the new high school cannot be built on the current site because school needs to be open, construction of the new school will require that the stadium be closed for at least a year.
Angry and confused students gathered in the gym yesterday looking for answers, especially current junior athletes who see their seasons being impacted.
So, we want to go straight to the source, and we invited Superintendent Barrett to join us live here in the studio.
Mr. Barrett is with our very own Connor Mallon. Good morning to you both.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Excellent. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you so much for coming on today, Mr. Barrett. So our first question for you today is, so I know the stadium is going to be out of operation, but why specifically will it be out of operation for the next year?
Well, so we have three site designs, Site A, B, and C. In Site A, it would be out of commission for a year. In Site B, it is 12 non-continuous months, so it could be 14 or 18 months or even up to 24 months. And then option C is 4 years. And so we had a community meeting on Monday, and we showed these designs, and we want the community to weigh in. So there is a tool we're using called Thought Exchange, and people are going on there and they're making their comments about each site, about the floor plan that we showed, and we're going to gather that feedback. We also have a master facilities committee. We're going to take their experts in the construction field and many other walks of life. They've guided us through phase 1 and phase 2. So we're going to take their input, take the input of our architects, our experts, engineers, our construction team, and we're going to make a decision and recommend it to the Board of Education.
All right. So why specifically did we choose to build the high school in the choices that we were given with plans A, B, and C?
So we have a very tight spot, or very tight site rather, and what's really, really difficult is we're going to have school for the next 4 years and build at the same time. And so construction workers have to come on the site and leave the site, so there has to be room for them. And there just isn't enough room. There'll be plenty of room once we're done, but while we're having school and this current building is in operation, we're going to have a lot of difficulty building around it. And the stadium is right in the middle of the site currently. So in option B, the stadium would stay in place, but it would still require safety, construction, and all kinds of work to make it fit with the new building. And so even if in that plan, we would lose the stadium for over a year and maybe up to 2 years.
Wow. All right. So I know students, especially juniors and underclassmen specifically, are feeling like they just sort of got blindsided by this. How long have these plans been available to students or the public to see?
So what we wanted to do was release the plans on Monday night so that everybody at the same time would have the same knowledge and they could have an equal opportunity to weigh in. And so Thought Exchange is the tool we're using to gather that feedback. We've also done surveys that have been digital. We've had community meetings starting in 2020. So we are building the new high school with lots of community input in mind. And so we're using the themes we learned from that engagement. But in terms of the site use plan, we want the community to weigh in and tell us what's best. And it's just unfortunate, it's heartbreaking, especially for the junior class, because the stadium won't be in operation for them, and I know they're really upset about it. And so later today, we're going to be meeting with a representative group of students.
Understandable. Yeah, thank you so much for doing that. So I know there are a lot of students, specifically juniors, sophomores, freshmen too, that are upset about the fact that the stadium will be closed. So what would you specifically like to say to those students?
So we want to work with you and talk about what you're feeling. I know you're angry and you're upset, and we want to be solution focused with you and learn from you and see what your ideas are and how we can make a really tough situation better.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to seek their input, listen to how they're feeling, and then try to create a solution that they're comfortable with.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show today and answering all of these questions. I'm going to toss it back over to Josh and Javen at the news desk now.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
We have a few quick announcements for you. First, speaking of Mr. Barrett, he's got a busy day today and will be visiting United Club this afternoon to hear from our LGBTQ+ students and show his support for the community. If you would like to come to the meeting, it will be in J274 from 3 to 4. Once again, if you would like to come to the United Club meeting that Superintendent Barrett will be attending, it will be in J274 from 3 to 4. Attention all seniors. Your cap and gown order forms that were sent to your homes are due by this Friday. You can also find the order form online in the newsletter that was sent to your school email. Again, the deadline has been extended to this Friday, so don't forget to order them. Also, there is a girls lacrosse interest meeting tonight in the library at 7:05. So, if you're interested in playing girls lacrosse, make sure you attend that meeting tonight.
We want to take a moment to salute Officer Adam, who will be leaving his duties here at Lincoln and with the Gahanna Police Department. Officer Adam was honored yesterday at yesterday's staff meeting. He will be taking an early retirement, and he is starting a new career in his real estate after spending over 20 years in law enforcement. Good luck to you, Officer Adam, and thank you for your service.
Chinese New Year, otherwise known as the Lunar New Year, is currently going on. It began yesterday and is celebrated for 15 days in China.
Chinese classes in our own school are celebrating as well. Yesterday, Chinese 3 worked with World Cultures class to learn about the holiday.
Students from the two classes partnered up to share information about Chinese New Year. They also did calligraphy of Chinese characters, and today they will be making dumplings.
Here's a couple students from the Chinese 3 class to talk about what they celebrated and what they learned about.
We're learning about Chinese New Year's to celebrate cultures outside of our own because we have been taking this language for a really long time, so as long as learning the language, it's important to understand their culture as well. I think the most interesting to me is the fireworks that they use, because a lot of the mythology behind why they do the different celebrations that they do.
We learned the new characters like Fu and Chun, which are just good luck symbols. We learned what they do as celebrations, like in red envelopes, and they eat fish and other things. So.
Thanks. Now it's time for a little segment called Advice with Javen.
Thanks. There's been a couple junior athletes out there saying they're better than the senior athletes. And honestly, I don't agree with this statement one bit. First of all, y'all have no proof. Y'all can't show us y'all better than us. Second, I don't know who gave y'all this idea, but it's preposterous. It's completely out of your mind. You don't know what you're talking about. I just want to let y'all know that y'all can't mess with the 22 class, and that's it.
Thanks, Javen. That was awesome advice. We hate to do this to you, Lincoln, but unfortunately, you won't remember any of this show because we are just a figment of your imagination.